Hello friends, welcome to my channel Profit Learning. Today we are going to discuss about FlexiCap Mutual Fund. In this video we will cover what is FlexiCap Mutual Fund, what are the benefits in investing in FlexiCap Mutual Fund, what are my top 3 FlexiCap Mutual Fund. We will do the detailed comparison of these top 3 mutual funds, and at last we will find out which one is winner among these top 3 mutual funds. So please watch this video till the end. Before I begin my video, I just want to clarify that these top 3 mutual funds is not a direct investment advice. These mutual funds I have selected based on my research and analysis. So please do your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before investing. So let's begin. So first of all, we will try to touch upon the multi-cap mutual fund and how the multi-cap mutual funds are different from the flexi-cap mutual funds. Many investors have this confusion where to deploy the money, whether it has to be a multi-cap or whether it has to be flexi-cap, and how the flexi-cap is different from the multi-cap. So first we will take on multi-cap mutual funds. What are multi-cap mutual funds? As per SEBI new circular, the minimum investment in equity and equity related instruments is 75% of the total assets. It means what? The fund manager has to deploy the minimum investment in equity and equity related instrument up 75% of the total assets. Earlier it was 65%. In addition to this, SEBI has also given a mandate that in the large cap category you need to deploy at least 25%, in mid cap category 25%, and the small cap category 25%. So earlier there was no such restrictions in the multi cap mutual fund. Now the question comes, why the SEBI has introduced such kind of mandate at the first place? So as the name suggests, in multi cap mutual fund you need to have an exposure of large cap, mid cap and small cap. So what SEBI has observed that most of the multi cap mutual funds are used to be means large cap oriented, means 85, 80 or 90% of the percentage of its allocations was in the large cap category. So as the name suggests, it's multi cap, it has to be deployed in all three categories. That's why the SEBI has introduced such kind of mandate. So after introduction of this kind of mandate in the multi cap category, so multi cap category doesn't have that much of independency as it was earlier. Post that, many of the fund manager and fund houses has advised SEBI that to introduce such kind of mutual fund where you have an independency to invest in any stock irrespective of the large cap, mid cap and small cap category. So subsequently, the SEBI comes up with the flexi cap category. As I have already told you that multi cap mutual funds are not looking so lucrative as it was earlier. So we will switch on flexi cap mutual fund. So what are flexi cap mutual funds? So as per SEBI, the minimum investment in equity and equity related instrument is 65% of the total asset. It means what? The fund manager has to deploy the minimum investment in equity and equity related instrument up to 65%. In this category, the fund manager has the independency to choose any stock irrespective of categories. So earlier, what was the multi-cap mutual fund now becomes the flexi-cap mutual fund. So what are the flexi-cap mutual funds? We will discuss one by one. That you have a minimum investment of equity and equity related instrument of 65%. We have already discussed on that. And this is an open-ended scheme that you have independency to invest in large cap, mid cap and small cap. Investment horizon should be minimum 7 years, as you have an exposure in a small cap which is too risky. So you should at least deploy your money minimum of 7 years so that you can generate a long-term wealth. Risk is moderately high. So in this video, we have considered direct plan and growth. Why direct plan? Because direct plan are much cheaper than the regular plan. And why so? Because direct plan you don't have any middle management commission involved. रेगुलर प्लान वो होते थे जहां पर आपके एजेंट्स इन्वॉल्व होते थे, जहां पर आपको कमीशन देनी पड़ती थी, आप एजेंट के थ्रू म्यूचुअल फंड खरीदते थे. वी हैव कंसीडर्ड ग्रोथ प्लान. व्हाई सो? बिकॉज दिस हैज अ मच compounding effect as compared to dividend and dividend reinvestment plan. So coming to the top 3 flexi cap mutual fund, everybody is waiting for the top 3 flexi cap mutual funds. What are the top 3 flexi cap mutual funds? So as per my research analysis, what are my top 3 flexi cap mutual fund? First, this is PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. Second is SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. And third is Parak Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds. So who is the winner among these top 3 mutual funds? We will try to find out in the subsequent slides. So what are the evaluation methodology that I have considered in this video? First, we will try to compare these mutual funds on the basis of basic parameters. Then second on portfolio diversification. Third on past performance. And fourth on risk parameters. So I have assigned a certain weightage to it. That is basic parameter, you have a 25% weightage, portfolio diversification 10%, past performance 40%, and risk parameter 25%. So based on these parameters, we will try to assign the ranks, and accordingly we will try to allocate the marks as well. So rank 1 will allocate 3 marks, rank 2 2 marks, and rank 3 1 marks. So now we can go ahead with the evaluation part. First, we will try to compare these mutual funds on the basis of basic parameters. So in these basic parameters, we have touched upon the essentials parameters that we need to look upon while choosing the mutual fund. First is rating. So what is rating here? Rating is these ratings being provided by big rating agencies likewise CRISIL and CARE. So Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has been rated as 5-star. PGM India Flexi Cap Mutual Funds has been rated as 5-star, and SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Funds has been rated as 4-star. So accordingly, they have been ranked 1 and allocated marks is 3. And SDFC Flexi Cap, as it was a 4-star, so it has been allocated rank 2 and marks 2 has been allocated. Next is expense ratio. Expense ratio is what? The amount the AMC charge for managing your fund. So the lesser it will be good for your portfolio. So here PGM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the lowest expense ratio, so that's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Rest, if at all you will go by the chronological order, then Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has been rated as 0.75, so rank 2, and marks 2 has been allocated. Similarly, SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has been rank 3 and marks 1 was allocated. Next is AUM. So AUM is what? Is asset under management. So the more the asset under management, the lesser the liquidity risk will be. So here you can see that the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the highest AUM in these 3 mutual funds. So it has been rank 1 and the marks 3 allocated. Similarly, the others has also got the marks. Next is minimum SIP amount. Minimum SIP amount is what? That this fund allows you to start your investment journey with the amount of 1000, 1000 and 100. So the lesser will be, the more cooperative it will be. So here SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, you can start your investment journey with the very small amount, that is of 100. So that's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Similarly, the other 2 mutual funds have also got the marks. Next, we will touch upon the 2 valuation parameters, that is P by B ratio and P by E ratio. What is P by B ratio? That is price to book ratio, and P by E ratio is price to earning per shares. As these are the valuation parameters, this should be in the lower side. So here you can see that the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the lowest P by B ratio. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Similarly, the other 2 mutual funds has also got the marks. In the P by E ratio, you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the lowest. So that's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Next is turnover ratio. Turnover ratio is what? In last 365 days, how much percentage the portfolio has been churned or changed. So the lesser the turnover ratio, it means what? A fund manager is choosing the stock for long-term wealth generations. So the lesser the turnover ratio, the better will be the prospects in the long-term wealth generation. So here you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds is only having a 8.02%. It means what? The Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds are allocating, having a purview that whenever they choose the stocks, they will hold it for the long term. PGM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, where you can see that the turnover ratio is 141%. It means what? The portfolio has been changed 150 times. And the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the turnover ratio of 43%. So accordingly, the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund got the rank 1 and marks 3 has been allocated. Now we will calculate the average. Average is nothing but it's a summation of marks divided by the number of parameters, that is 7. So we will get that 2.429. Similarly for PGIM, that is 1.714, and similarly for SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, where you get 2.286. So based on these marks, we will calculate the weighted average. So for the basic parameters, we have 25% weightage. So we will calculate the weightage. Weightage is nothing but it is 25% of this, that is 0.6073, and similarly for PGIM that is 0.4285, and similarly for 0.5714 for HDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. So these are the weighted average marks. Next, we will calculate on the portfolio diversification. So for the portfolio diversification, we have a number of stocks, top 10 stock allocations, top 5 stock allocations, top 3 sectors, large cap allocation, mid cap allocation, and small cap allocations. So for the number of stocks, we will compare that. The Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund have the 42 number of stocks. PGIM Flexi Cap Mutual Fund is 60, and SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund is 58. So if at all you look at the top 10 percentage, is 53% for the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds, means allocation is very high in the top 10%, which attracts some kind of risk as well. The top 5 stocks is also having a high exposure in top 5 stocks for the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds. That's why we have rank 3 and marks 1 allocated for the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. And similarly for the PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, we have rank 1 because these PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund looks much diversified as compared to other two mutual funds. This has been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Next is top 3 sector allocations. What is sector allocation? Sector allocation is what? Banking and financials as a sector, pharma as a sector, chemical as a sector, real estate as a sector. So these are the sector allocations. So here you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds has the exposure of 56.55, and PGIM India Flexi Cap has the exposure of 54.12, and the SDFC has the 55.55. It is more and less same. That's why I have allocated 1 rank for all of them and allocated 3 marks each. Next is the allocation in the large cap, mid cap, and small cap category. So if at all you will look on the PGIM Flexi Cap Mutual Funds, it will look much diversified because they have the allocation in the large cap, in the mid cap, and in the small cap. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. If at all you will look on the allocation structure of Parag Parikh and SDFC Flexi Cap, it looks more or less same because they have the maximum exposure of in the large cap category, and they have little exposure in the mid cap and the small cap part. That's why they have been ranked 2 and allocated 2 marks. Similarly, we will calculate the average marks. Average marks is nothing but summation of all the marks divided by the number of parameters, that is 2 for the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. For the PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, it comes out to be 3, and for the SDFC, it comes out to be 2.33. So in the portfolio diversification part, we have assigned a weightage of 10%. So we will take the 10% of this. So it would come out of 0.2. PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund will get 0.3, and the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund will get 0.233. So these are the weighted average marks. So next we will compare on the past performance comparison. So the past performance comparison, we will compare on the basis of 1-year return, 3-year return, 5-year return, 7-year return, and the return since launch. We will try to compare on the basis of the category as well as the benchmark, whether it is able to beat the benchmark or the category average or not. So first, for the 1-year average, you can see that it's a red flag over here because PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has given a negative return in this in the past 1-year return, and whereas you can see that the benchmark has given a 0.12 return and the category average is 1.1%, 1.03%, sorry. So they are not able to beat the benchmark as well. You can see that the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual given a return of 9.88%, which is a massive as compared. You can see that in terms of the category average. And Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has a given return of 3.84% only. You already know that ki Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has also the exposure internationally as well. And in the past 1 year, the Nasdaq performance is not quite well. That's why this past performance looks very subdued. Next is on 3-year return basis. You can see that again the SDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has given a very good return as compared to the category average. and that's why they have been rank 1. The marks 3 has been allocated. Here you can see that all of these three mutual funds have able to beat the category average as well as the benchmark. Next is on the 5-year return basis. In the 5-year return basis also, all these three mutual funds are able to beat the category average, and the maximum returns that we will get from the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, that is 18.08%. That is very high as compared to other mutual funds. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 has been allocated. Next, on 7-year return basis, again the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has given a good return as compared to other mutual funds, and all these mutual funds are able to beat the benchmark as well. So that's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. If at all you will see the returns since launch, again the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has given a massive return as compared to other two mutual funds. That's why they have been ranked 1. Similarly, we will calculate the average marks, and average marks comes out to be 2.4 for the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Funds. For the PGIM India Flexi Cap, it's 1.6, and the HDFC Flexi Cap, it's 2. For the past performance comparison, we have assigned a 40% weightage. So we will calculate 40% of this. So 40% of this comes out to be 9.6, and for the PGIM it comes out to be 0.64, and for the HDFC it comes out to be 0.8. These are the weighted average marks. Next is on the risk analysis part. So we will try to do the comparison on the basis of mean, standard deviation, Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio, beta, and alpha. So first is mean. So mean indicates what? Mean indicates average return. So the more return you have, the better it will be. So here you can see that the maximum return that you get from the HDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund, that's why the mean is very high. So that's why they have been ranked 1 and the marks 3 allocated. You can see that the mean of these mutual funds is able to beat the category and the benchmark as well. Next is standard deviation. So standard deviation indicates what? The average return, how much it's get deviated. So these standard deviations should be in the lower side. So here you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund is having a standard deviation of 14.53. HDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the standard deviation of 18.4. That's why they have been ranked 3 and the marks 1 has been allocated. Next is Sharpe ratio. So Sharpe ratio is what? Sharpe ratio is the return generated per unit of risk taken. So here also, so more is the Sharpe ratio, the better it will be. So here you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the highest Sharpe ratio. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. You can see that all these three mutual funds are able to beat the category as well as benchmark. Next is Sortino ratio. Sortino ratio is very similar to Sharpe ratio. Sortino ratio is what? The return generated per unit of bad risk taken. In the Sharpe ratio, you have the return generated per unit of risk taken. So similarly, the higher the Sortino ratio, the better it will be. So here you can see that the HDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the highest Sortino ratio. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. Next is beta. So beta indicates what? Beta indicates volatility. So the beta should be in the lower side. Here you can see that the lowest beta you have in the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. That's why they have been ranked 1, marks 3 allocated. Next is alpha. Alpha indicates what? Alpha indicates risk adjusted return. That means return generated as compared to their index. So this should be in the higher side. So here you can see that the Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund has the highest alpha of 10.65. That's why they have been ranked 1 and marks 3 allocated. So similarly, we will calculate the average marks. Average marks is nothing but some summation of all the marks upon number of parameters. That comes out to be 2.33 for Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. For the PGIM, it's 2 and HDFC is 1.666. So for the risk analysis part, we have allocated almost 25% weightage. That's why we will calculate the 25% weightage of this. So it comes out to be 0.5833. For the PGIM, it comes out to be 0.5, and for the HDFC, it comes out to be 0.4166. Now we will come to the conclusion part, that who is the winner. So we will combine the average weighted marks. So in the first position, we got 2.351. For the second position is 2.021. And for the third position, it comes out to be 1.869. So for the third position, it's PGIM India Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. For the second position, it's HDFC Flexi Cap Mutual Fund. And likewise, previous year, it's again Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Mutual Fund becomes the number one as compared to other two mutual funds as per my analysis. So again, I am reiterating the fact that please don't take this as a direct investment advice. You can choose any other mutual fund and try to compare on the basis of their quantitative numbers. Adopt this kind of methodology, or you can develop your own methodology. It depends upon you, but do your own due diligence before investing. So that's all from my side. If you like this video, please hit like button and share this video with your friends and family. Do comment for any feedback, suggestions or clarifications. Thanks for watching again. Happy investing. Jai Hind.